Hey friends, my name is Sarah and welcome to Move in Yoga. This is just going to be a nice, short, sweet little video that you can do at the end of the day if you just need a little bit of time just to decompress from your day or just help you get set up for your evening. I do recommend if you have any props like bolsters or blocks to grab them because they will be quite nice to use. Otherwise, you can get really creative, maybe just grab as many pillows as you can to help you get super comfortable. This is going to be a really nice, slow down kind of style class. Now, if you like this style of video or any of the videos that I do, please be sure to let me know. Leave me a comment down below. Also, feel free to like the video and also follow and subscribe because it's a free and simple way that you can support me in creating these videos for you. Hi friends, so I'm going to be using my bolster today through the flow. If you don't have a bolster, feel free to grab pillows, make a little stack, get yourself super comfortable for the practice. Basically anything that you can allow yourself to kind of fall onto and be supported. Now we're going to start the class with our child's pose. So I want you to bring your big toes together, knees out wide. Depending on how you feel, maybe you want to take them a little bit wider to get a deeper stretch in through the inner groins. If you're not feeling that so much, you can bring your knees in a little bit closer. Bring your bolster forward, bring your hands either side of your bolster, lengthen up through the spine, and then just allow yourself to fall down onto the mat, onto the bolster or onto your stack of pillows. I'm going to bring my left ear down onto the mat and be cautious of my microphone so you can still hear me. And then as you arrive here, just take a moment just to really settle. See if you can give all of your weight over to the mat or the props underneath you as you come into your breath. So we want this practice to allow us just to release any of our built up energy from the day. Just finding a little time just to find a bit of stillness. Really rejuvenate ourselves and ground in. So as you settle in, just find a nice, steady, even breath. And then if you haven't already, just begin to rotate your opposite ear onto your prop, just so we can make sure we're even through the neck. As you settle once again, just let all of your weight be taken by the mat. Now when you're ready, nice and slow, just allow yourself to come up. Just be very mindful as you move, just slowly walking your hands back towards your knees, coming onto your sit bones, and then just gently move your prop out of the way. We'll come back to this at a little later point in time. Now from here, you're just going to make your way onto your hands and your knees, finding a tabletop position, and we're just going to take a few rounds of our cat and cow. So I want you to grip into the mat with your fingertips. Slightly pull your hands towards your knees. First begin with a neutral spine, so feel energy extending out through the crown of your head and your tailbone in opposite directions. Just slightly pull your navel in towards your spine. And then as you take your next breath, begin to sink your belly down towards the mat. Find a nice curve as you shine your heart forward, take your eye gaze forward. Then nice and slow, begin to curl the tailbone, draw the belly up and round through the shoulders as you tuck your chin. Just move at a nice steady pace, allowing the belly to drop down, shining the heart forward, allowing the eye gaze to follow. And slowly curling the tailbone, rounding the spine, drawing the chin in. Nice and steady, take a few rounds. And then when you're ready, nice and slow, we'll make our way onto our sit bones. So we're going to come into what is referred to in yin as our deer pose. So what I want you to do is I want you to begin by planting the soles of your feet with your knees bent. And then you're just going to walk your feet over towards the right side just a little bit so that you can bring your left knee down. And then from here, begin to rotate your right knee out to the right side. And think about creating a 90-degree angle with your right leg. So the knee is coming directly out from the side. If this is too much in your hips, in your body, you can also bring the knee a little bit closer towards the front foot and then work to draw the right foot in towards your sit bone. And then with the front leg, the left leg, I want you to think about having it parallel to the top of your mat or just straight in front of you. Now, if this feels like a really nice, good stretch, you can stay up here, maybe bring your hands either side of your leg, just feeling a little bit of weight to your body. Otherwise, if you would like to come into a fold, grab your props, create a little stack. I'm just going to move my knee out towards the side because I feel a deeper stretch with this sensation. And then just allow yourself to come forward. As you drop in, I just want you to see if you're holding on to any tension throughout the body. See if you can really encourage a nice softening. You should feel a gentle rotation of the right hip and a deeper rotation of the left side as we fold forward. Take a few rounds of steady breath. And with every inhale that you take, just visualize that you're experiencing a gentle expansion. And then with every exhale, just visualize that you're slowly releasing. Inhale to expand. Exhale to release. Inhale to expand. Exhale to release. Inhale to expand. And then exhale to release. Now when you're ready, nice and slow, just begin to draw your torso up. Just be very mindful as you move and just allow your legs to come forward. Take your feet as wide as your mat and then just windshield wiper your knees from side to side just to release. And then we're going to move to the other side. So plant the soles of your feet and walk your feet on a diagonal towards the corner of your mat. You're going to rotate the left knee out towards the side. So once again, if this 90-degree angle is a bit too much for you, you can bring the sole of your foot closer towards your sit bone. You can also bring your left knee closer towards your right foot, just to really shorten the shape. But if you can keep this 90-degree in the back leg and in the front leg, I would recommend that you do that. We want to feel a bit of a stretch. So we want to feel some sort of sensation, but we don't want to feel a lot of pain. So there's a difference between discomfort and pain. So I want you to notice how that feels in your body and then find the variation that supports you. Once again, you might be up high, or if it's comfortable and available in the body, you can begin to fold forward. So as you arrive, once again, take a moment just to really notice any tension or any contraction that might be occurring through the body. So when we feel a slight discomfort, we tend to respond to the sensation mentally. And then what happens is our physical body starts to respond to the mental reaction, either through contracting or holding or tightening. So see if you can notice how your mind is responding to your physical sensation. And then see if you can just soften into whatever it is that you feel. Even if it's just a millimeter. And then when you're ready, nice and slow, just begin to draw your chest up. Coming out, once again, being very mindful as you move, moving your prop out of the way, just bringing the legs forward, planting the soles of the feet, taking them about as wide as the mat, and then just allowing the knees to drop to one side and then to the other side, just to release. And now from here, we're going to make our way down onto our back. I'm going to keep my bolster near me once again because I'll be using it. If you're using pillows, once again, have them close by. If you don't have any props, then that's completely fine. You can also try these poses without your props. But allow yourself to come down onto the mat. Draw both of your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a really big squeeze. If you feel any tension through the lower back from your day, see if you can really focus on grounding down, so pushing the sacrum into the mat, finding a little bit of space as you pull the knees in towards you. So from here, we're going to come into a twist. We'll come into our supine twist. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my bolster next to my right side. It's going to be next to my right leg as I extend my right leg all the way down onto the mat. Then I'm going to draw my left knee in towards the chest to give it a bit of a squeeze. And then I'm going to guide my knee all the way onto my bolster so that my left leg is completely supported by my bolster, but maybe for you it's your pillows, maybe it's you for your blocks, or maybe you just bring your leg all the way down onto the mat. Then I want you to anchor down through both shoulder points, cactus your arms, and then just gently take your eye gaze away from your knee. See if you can really just notice how the breath feels as it moves up and down your spine. When you're ready, nice and slow, just begin to come back through center. Draw both of your knees in towards your chest, give yourself a big squeeze. And then we'll move to the other side. So I'm just going to move my prop to my left side. I extend my left leg, drawing the right knee in. Just give the right knee a bit of a squeeze, maybe roll it from side to side if that feels nice. Then gently guide it down onto the prop. Onto the floor. Coming into our second side, you might find that you want to bring your hand onto the bent knee to support it, feeling a nice stretch through the outer hip, and then just grounding down through both of the shoulder points. Once again, if it feels comfortable and okay in your neck, you can take your eye gaze in the opposite direction of your knee. When you're ready, nice and slow, let's come back through center. Draw both of your knees in towards your chest, give yourself a big squeeze. So from here, we're going to come into our supported bridge. So I want you to plant the soles of your feet. Walk your feet in enough so that you can tickle your heels with your fingertips. Make sure that your feet are parallel and anchor them into the earth by gripping into the mat with your toes. Then from here, slowly begin to peel your sit bones and your hips off of the mat to lift up, and then begin to bring your prop underneath you. So I want you to place your prop underneath you so that you feel fully supported from where your sit bones are. So imagine your low back and the top of your bum. Imagine that part of your body, and then just bring the bolster right there, so onto your sacrum. Now you can stay with your hands by your side with your knees bent if this feels good. Otherwise, if you want to go a little further, begin to straighten your legs, taking your feet out wide just slightly. So feeling a full body stretch from the tips of the toes all the way up towards the chest. Now you can stay here. If you want to go a little further, you can begin to sweep your arms over your head, stretching in 2 different directions. So I really enjoy this stretch because we spend a lot of time kind of hunched over during our day, and this can be a nice one just to stretch out in the opposite direction. Let every breath be nice and steady, continuing to connect to the intention of inhaling to expand, and then exhaling to release. Inhale to expand. Exhale to release. Inhale to expand. Exhale to release. Now when you're ready, slowly begin to bring your arms back down by your side. Plant the soles of your feet and begin to walk your feet in. Now from here, we're going to come into a supported legs up the wall. So what I want you to do is begin to take your legs up towards the ceiling. If you feel that there's a bit of pressure in your lower back, depending on what you're using to support you, see if you can just bring your prop right underneath you so that your sit bones are really scooped up. So you don't want it too high through the middle of the lower back. You might need to push it down just a little bit to feel that your prop is just scooping you up. So you can bring your hands by your side, maybe keep them overhead if that feels good. When you bring your legs up, let your legs be nice and heavy, so no need to engage, just enough energy just to keep them lifted. I want you to begin to visualize energy moving from the tips of your toes, through the soles of your feet, into your ankles, slowly dripping down the legs, coming into the knees, moving towards the pelvic floor, and then just pulling at the center of your heart. Just really notice the quality of the energy. So maybe you're feeling a little bit of tingling, maybe a little bit of shaking, maybe even a little bit of heat. See if you can really sit with it, and then continue to breathe nice and deep. Then when you're ready, nice and slow, begin to bend your knees. Slowly plant the soles of your feet down onto the mat. Just take a moment to ground. And then from here, we're going to move into our final pose, coming into our Shavasana. So you might want to remove your props completely. I'm going to bring my bolster underneath my knees because this feels quite nice on my lower back. You can have the option to extend your legs long. Maybe you want to bring the soles of your feet together. I'll let you choose whatever feels most comfortable in the body. Regardless of what you choose, I want you to find a place that you can fully surrender onto your back as we come into our corpse pose, our Shavasana, our final place of rest. And then as you land, just take a moment to notice once again just the natural rhythm of your breath. Noticing how the breath feels as it gently pulls in through your nose, expands through the chest, and really lands at the lowest part of your belly. And then notice how the breath feels as it gently pulls from the belly, moves up through the chest, and then gently releases out through your nose. And then I just want you to bring your awareness to the space where your heart resides. And just notice the energy of your heart in this moment. See if you can really tune into any sensations that might be there. Any tingling, any heat. Maybe even coolness. And now we're just going to work with an affirmation that's just going to help us release the energy from the day. Our affirmation is, I soften and surrender from my day. I soften and surrender from my day. I soften and surrender from my day. Just allow yourself to gently repeat the affirmation to yourself, silently within the mind. Now just begin to slowly deepen your breath. Bringing back some gentle movements to your fingers and your toes. As you take your next inhale, just slowly sweep your arms over your head. Stretch your hands away from your feet. And then as you exhale, just drop all of your weight. Slowly begin to roll onto your side. And as you arrive here, just take a few rounds of deep breath. And then nice and slow, let's just come up into a comfortable seat. Just being very mindful as you move. Seeing if you can maintain that nice sense of ease and peace. Now when you arrive into your seat, just take a moment to bring your hand onto your belly and then onto your heart. As you arrive here, just take a moment to really drop into the energy of your body, feeling the gentle touch of your hands, noticing the rise and fall of your belly as you breathe, and the gentle beating of your heart. So we're just going to close this class with a breath cycle and then one round of Om. So I want you just to begin nice and slow by drawing a breath in through the nose and then out through the mouth. And we'll chant one cycle of Om. Om is the universal sound. So when you're ready, begin to take a nice steady breath in through the nose and then begin. Thank you so much for being here with me, practicing with me. I hope you enjoyed this video and hope you sleep really well this evening or enjoy this moment that you've taken for yourself. I look forward to seeing you in the next class. Namaste.